Hi, good evening. It is not nighttime. There we go. It's not quite a sunset. We are gray and clouded, but it is good enough. Um, if I must have gray clouds outside, at least I don't in the Catgoverse. But yes, I hope everybody's weekend went along nicely. We are doing some murders on the... No, sorry. We are investigating some murders on the Yangtze River tonight. Not doing murders this time. I think. Maybe. I don't know. Possibly. We might end up doing a murder. I don't know. I've not played it before, so... But I don't think that's usually how these go. Hey, Tramp, how you doing? Let me see. I feel like I am forgetting something again. So I probably am, but I don't know what it is, so it doesn't matter. Or it's going to have to not matter. Let me see. Yes, I'm not here next week, so I still need to get that sorted. That should be sorted. That's running. That should be sorted. Okay. I think I have my shit under control. Like, maybe. Hypothetically. Theoretically. Don't worry about it. It'll be fine. Can you tell I haven't been awake for very long? Can you tell? Right. Okay. There we go. Let me just hop us over here. There we go. I don't have it up yet. Okay, that'll help. Because it has a very nifty, it has a little funky little movie intro that I would... Okay. I hope I have it correct, because the, there we go. Yay! Audio. Okay. Do you think there will be a blue, horny sex demon with an emoji for genitals in this game too? I'm gonna take a guess and say no. I feel like we don't have the horny... Okay, apparently it played the movie once and is mad at me for tabbing out now, but okay. Oh, hey, Titus, welcome on in. Aw, thanks for the bits. How are you tonight? I feel like we probably don't have Shinji in the Yangtze. But I will keep an eye out if we find him. It would be very confusing. Why? Oh, boo for no Shinji? True. Is that loud for you, or is it just on my end? If it's on my end, I can tweak that with the headphones. The opening animation, because I tried to skip that. Or I tried to not skip it, and that went poorly for me. I do want to see this, because it looks pretty cool. Although every time I see a clock tower, I assume
How many times have you returned to this point? I have not counted. 3 years. You're here almost every single night. And as time goes by, your memory is beginning to fade. Don't stand in my way. No matter how long I linger here, no matter how deep the truth is hidden within the shadows, I will find it.
Ooh. You're good? Hey, that's good to hear. How
Then
are
I
you?
guess you have no time to lose. The key to the case is that book.
Interesting. I'm good. Yeah, I'm just I've been awake for slightly less time than I probably should have. So, I'm not firing on all cylinders yet, but we'll see how it goes. Probably not the best state to be in for a murder mystery, but we'll see. Let me pull that. To be fair, I'm not usually firing on all cylinders for Paradise Killer either, so. I inked a pact with death. awaited his arrival patiently. Music loud? I'll turn it down a little bit. May have to wait past this cutscene.
今夜，他终于叩响了门扉。
Tonight, he finally knocked on my door. Unexpected misfortune. Open up. If you won't open these doors, we're breaking in. Uncle.
哎呀，这可如何是好啊！
Oh no! What in the? How could this possibly be?
罗翁。
No, Master Lo.
大人，这杀人犯竟然在现场睡着了。
Let me check something. Let me turn the music down a bit. Oh wait, did that save? Okay, that should be fine. Tweak the SFX a little bit. Ooh, 65 stream streak. Hey. Might as well. While we're here. Okay. Lord, the murderer is sleeping like a baby at the scene of a crime.
头好晕，思绪一点都不清晰。
My head is spinning. I can't seem to clear my mind.
杀人犯，这是在说我吗？
The murderer? Could he be talking about me? Wait, wasn't that the guy who was unconscious on the floor next to him? Oh no. Okay, left and right arrow keys to control movement. Oh.
给我老实点，别动！你这个杀人犯！
Oh, I didn't realize we were okay. Stay still and quit moving, you murderer.
不是我，我是一名侦探，到此。
No, it was not me. I'm just a detective. I came here to...
狡辩！你竟敢杀了罗翁！
I know you're lying. How dare you kill Master Lo?
麻布头勿要激动，让他把话说完吧。验明正身还是必要的。
Calm down, Officer Ma. Allow him to finish. We need to verify his true identity.
在下沈仲平，是一名旅行侦探。
I am Shen Zhengping, a traveling detective.
我和我的助手阿福，是昨天晚上才到这座小镇的，为取一份旧案的线索。
My assistant Afu and I arrived in this town last night to obtain clues on an old case.
我们乘的船中途出故障了，折腾到深夜才靠岸。
Our steamship broke down midway, and we struggled until late to reach shore.
没想到咱们这么晚才到，
还不是因为我们的天才发明家烧了发电机。
这是船长的错，我很早就提醒过他换零件了。
船长最大的错误，就是让你碰发电机。
I don't think I can keep up to translate those out loud.
咦，好像有个姐姐在哭啊。
They move on very fast from those two.
姑娘，你还好吗？
诶，怎么跑了？
或许有难言之隐吧。
那我们继续赶路吧。话说回来，你要拜访的这位作家，真的跟那桩悬案有关？
我有预感，他会成为 案子的突破口。往院子里走，就到目的地了。咱们一块儿见。
啊，我不一起吗？
你得找零件修船。
好吧，好吧，早点回来，我去找零件了。
Why do I hear suspicious footsteps behind me? Is it just Afu? It might be.
谁呀？都这么晚了。
Who goes there? It's late.
在下沈仲平，与罗贝先生约好今日见面。
I am Shen Chongping. I have an appointment with Mr. Lo to meet today.
途中遭遇风暴，耽误了行程，
My journey was delayed by a storm en route.
不敢失了先生的约，才冒昧深夜前来。
I did not wish to miss our appointment, so I took the liberty of arriving at such late hours.
沈仲平，我们什么时候见过吗？
Shen Chongping? Have we met before?
我们素未谋面，一直都是书信来往。
We have never met in person. We've always communicated through letters.
想起来了，请稍等啊。
I see. One moment.
沈先生，请进。
Come on in, Mr. Shen.
麻烦沈先生稍等一下，
Please wait a moment, Mr. Shen.
我得把手头的故事写完，怕断了思路。
I must finish writing the story on hand. I do not wish to break my train of thought.
没关系，我在一旁静候便是。
No need to worry. I shall bide my time and await for yours.
晚上天凉，想麻烦先生帮我关门，挂上门栓。
It's cold in the evening. Could I trouble you to close the door and hang the latch for me? A Western-style mirror. It seems out of place compared with the other furniture in this room. Wait. How am I closing? Oh, I wasn't closing it. Noted. A wardrobe slightly taller than a person. A lock hangs from the handles.
门已关上，先生可以放心。
The door has been closed. Please, be at ease.
我这次前来，确实是有要事。
I came here today on account of an important matter.
先生可曾听说过3年前发生在英国伦敦的那种奇案？
Have you ever heard of the peculiar case that happened in London 3 years ago?
案子的事情我们慢慢聊。
Let's take our time to talk about this case.
沈先生舟车劳顿，应该还没有吃东西吧？
You must be tired from traveling afar. I'm sure you haven't had anything to eat yet.
这里有些本地特色的炒糕，就在我旁边的箱子上，请先生务必尝一尝。
There are some local rice cakes on the chest beside me. Please, I insist, have a taste.
那就恭敬不如从命了。
Then it would be rude of me to decline. I know what I forgot to do. Same thing I always forget to do. There we go. Ignore that. Definitely not me. Unforgetting, ideally.
盘子里摆着几块晶莹剔透的糕点，
There are a few pieces of translucent pastries on the plate.
确实有些饿了，我就吃一块吧。
I am quite hungry. Perhaps just one piece.
不对，这糕里……事情就是这样，我吃下那块炒糕后就晕了过去，直到大人们出现。
That is what had happened. After I ate the cake, I lost consciousness until you all arrived.
你说，你是被人下药了才晕倒在房间中的吗？
So, you're saying you fainted inside this room because someone had drugged you?
的确如此。
That is correct.
狡辩！即便被人下药了，凶手也只可能是你。
I told you not to weasel. Even if you were drugged, the only possible murderer is you.
本部手握铁证，是绝技不可能弄错的。
I've got ironclad proof. There's no way I'm wrong.
不知能否请马捕头详细说一说，你手中的铁证是什么？
Officer Ma, would it be possible to ask you to elaborate on what the ironclad proof is?
大胆，竟敢挑衅本部！
How dare you, trying to provoke me?
理越辩越明，知县大人也一定想听听你的分析，才能避免弄错，不是吗？
Truth fears no questions. Surely the judge also wants to see your proof to avoid misjudgment. He's very calm for a man covered in blood and tied up.
罗佩是本地名人，本官必要给乡民一个交代。
Lope is a local celebrity. I must account for this properly to townspeople.
马捕头就说说吧，人抓的我也安心点儿。
Tell us what you know then, Officer Ma, just so I could be at peace with this arrest.
好，让你清楚自己是如何被抓的。
Fine, just so you know how you got caught. Oh shit, this guy must be an American cop. To be fair, cops is the same worldwide. At the end of the day, you get down to the roots of it. Deduction. Reasons for
顶上之前。
suspecting Shen Shengping.
原因很简单，直到我们发现尸体之前，这个房间都处于密闭的状态。
Judge Chang, it's simple. Up until we found the corpse, this room was completely sealed off.
密闭状态，
Sealed off?
屋内唯一的窗户装有木格，人是不可能进出的。
The window frame prevents anyone from entering or leaving through it.
屋门又是从内侧插上了门栓，
The door was bolted from the inside.
若非本捕一脚踹断了门栓，我们都进不了屋。
If I hadn't broken the latch with my kick, we wouldn't even have been able to get in.
这意味着，凶手只可能是案发时还在屋内的人，
Which means that the murderer could only be somebody who was already in the room.
也就是你。
And that somebody is you.
怎么会这样？
How could this be?
房间是密闭的，还是我自己挂上的门栓？
The room was sealed off, and I was the one who hung the door latch.
理是不是越辩越明了？
Ain't the truth as clear as day now?
还不认罪？
Won't you just confess already?
马捕头刚刚的分析还是很清晰的，我想应该不会弄错了。
Officer Ma's deduction seems quite precise. I believe there has been no misjudgment. American cops shoot first, this is true. The quota thing, that's fucked up. But I feel like I have the sneaking suspicion that's not tied strictly to America.
沈先生，除非你能出示一份能证明你自己无辜的决定性证据。
Mr. Shen, unless you're able to provide conclusive evidence to prove your innocence.
否则，本官就要下令将你羁押了。
I'll have no choice but to give orders to take you into custody.
我的双手都被绑着，该如何在这么短的时间里找到决定性的证据？
Both of my hands are tied. How am I supposed to find evidence in such a short time?
沈仲平，你要冷静下来，通过观察和推理来解决问题。
Calm down, Shen Shengping. This problem can be solved through observation and reasoning.
一切行为都会在现场留下痕迹。
All actions are bound to leave a trace on scene.
我很清楚被害人不是我杀的，有人设了局来陷害。
I'm absolutely sure that I did not murder the victim. Someone is trying to frame me.
因此，在现场遗留的痕迹中，一定能找到所谓的
So, I will be able to
矛盾存在。
find a contradiction within the traces left behind at the scene.
在回答知县的问题前，我必须先仔细观察一下现场。
Before I answer Judge Chang's questions, I need to carefully observe the scene first. Crime scene investigation. China, America, China, and North Korea have quarters. I'm sure I'm almost certain I've read something about the UK having them too. But only almost certain. A short blade stained with blood. This should be the murder weapon. Found within my grasp and now seen as evidence against me. The victim died facing upwards with multiple wounds on his chest, clothes stained with blood. My hands and feet are tied, so I can't get any closer to see the other details of the corpse. Yeah, I'm weirdly clean for somebody who allegedly did that. I can see my reflection in the mirror. My face is pale and I look quite dreadful. I do somewhat resemble a murderer. The blood on my sleeve most probably belongs to the deceased. It seems like there is also blood on my back as well. Quit moving, you punk. What are you trying at? Officer Ma, could I trouble you to help me take off my coat? Oi, how dare you order me around? I would like to take a look at the back to see if it is also stained with blood. Indeed, Mr. Shen, there are bloodstains on your back. That's gotta be Master Lo's blood. Oh, the pose the officer had there certainly made it look like he was thinking, oh shit, how'd that get there? No, the UK hasn't got quotas? Huh. I always thought they did. Press and hold to fast forward. Yeah, that's the one we've been through. What's better? Several long, continuous blood splatters on the floor. They're cast-off pattern bloodstains. There's an evident gap within the 3 longest bloodstains. How could this be? A gap in the bloodstain is most likely caused by something being removed. And the bloodstain was disrupted because likely something blocked the way of the blood spatter. The appearance of a gap shows that something that was once there has been moved.
找到能自证清白的证据了吗？
Have you found evidence that can prove your innocence?
这件证据就能证明我的清白。
This piece of evidence will be able to prove my innocence. The coat, I think. We got a pop-up and I don't know what it was.
一个背对死者的人，能够用刀杀人吗？
Officer Ma, is a person able to kill someone with a knife while having his back towards them?
自然不能。
Of course not.
那么，
If so,
这件血衣便能证明我的清白。
this bloodstained coat will be able to prove my innocence.
难道这血衣不是你的？
So this coat ain't yours?
是我的，正穿在我身上。
It is mine. I am wearing it.
真是胡闹！你手上持刀，衣服沾血，还敢说自己无罪？
What kind of nonsense is this? With knife and blood, you're still saying you ain't guilty?
沈先生，这件血衣如何能证明你是无辜的？
Mr. Shen, how does this bloodstained coat prove that you are innocent?
请看衣服上血渍的位置，出现在背后，而不是胸前。
Take a look at where the bloodstains are. They appeared on the back and not across the chest.
这又能说明什么呢？
So what does that imply?
说明死者的血溅出时，我是背对着他的。
It implies that I had my back towards the victim when his blood was spilled.
我既然背对死者，自然无法举刀扎他的胸膛。
As my
因
back
此，
is
凶手不是我。
as my back is facing the victim, I'm unable to raise a knife to stab his chest.
你定是在杀人的时候把衣服反过来穿了。
You must have turned your clothes inside out when you committed the murder.
这种鬼把戏，本部见得多了。
Such trickery is nothing new to me.
马捕头，请看这里。
Officer Ma, please look here.
地上有2道走势连续的抛甩状血迹，它们的中间有一个明显的断层。
The floor has multiple cast-off pattern bloodstains, including one with a noticeable gap.
断层的出现，说明在那里原本有一个遮挡物，后来移动了位置。
It shows that there was once something there that had been moved later on.
难道有人破坏了现场？
Did someone mess with the crime scene?
那个遮挡物应该就是我自己。
That something was probably me.
我没猜错的话，我背上的血渍应该能与地上的血迹拼合起来。
If I'm right, the bloodstain on my back should be able to match the bloodstain on the floor.
这便能证明，案发时我已经晕倒在地上。
This will prove that I was unconscious on the floor during the time of the crime.
而倒在地上的我，是没办法持刀捅人并留下那样的血迹的。
I would not have been capable of stabbing him to create such bloodstains as I lay on the floor. Officer Mago starts shouting, "Gun, gun, gun!"
有一定道理。
There is some truth to that.
因此，事实的真相是，
Therefore, the truth of the matter is,
凶手杀死罗佩后，把刀柄塞到我手中，借机嫁祸给我。
after the murderer killed Lope, he planted the knife in my hands to frame me for the crime.
即便全身被绑，也能冷静地分析、还原现场情况。
Even while you were completely tied up, you were still able to calmly analyze the crime scene.
沈先生令我刮目相看呐、
Mr. Shen, that's impressive.
看来你果然是个侦探。
It seems that you really are a detective.
大人过奖了，我的嫌疑终于洗清了吗？
You flatter me, Judge Chang. So my suspicion has finally been cleared?
屋内就你和罗翁，你不是凶手，难道罗翁是自杀不成？
It's the only 2 people in this room. If you ain't the murderer, you saying he killed himself?
若想知道真相，我需要全面地调查一下现场。
If I want to find out the truth, I need to thoroughly investigate the crime scene.
但我手脚被绑，调查不便，不知张大人是否可以？
However, with my hands and feet tied, it is impossible for me to investigate.
麻布头，要不我们给他松绑？
Officer Ma, how about we untie him?
大人，关押他。
Lord, what if he...
大人放心，在查清案子之前，我绝不离开这里。
Rest assured, Judge Chang, I will not leave this place until we get to the bottom of this case.
你要是敢在我眼皮子底下耍花招，本官绝不轻饶。
If you try any funny business under my nose, you'll pay for it. Officer Ma's sitting there thinking, there goes my quiet day. Should have been open and shut. I'm finally allowed to move around in this room. I need to investigate the crime scene as quick as possible. I can't miss a single detail. Do you want quick or thorough? You can't get both. Throughout investigations, I will surely encounter many doubts. I should think carefully. Click the button in the top left corner to view suspicions. I want to see what this is about, though. Glossary, facts, detective. Oh! The Chinese word for detective appeared in the Song Dynasty, 960 to 1279 at the latest. Originally used as a verb meaning to inspect and inquire, the word was later developed to also be used as a noun. For example, the arms mentioned in the memorandum for the reprisal of matters in Ji Town, written during the Ming Dynasty, included detective, which is equivalent to scouts in modern times. By the end of the Qing Dynasty and the beginning of the Republic of China, with the emergence of large quantities of detective fiction, such as Detective World and the stories of Sherlock Holmes, the term detective had evolved to refer specifically to investigators working on a case. Ah, it's like a little glossary. Cast-off pattern bloodstains. Cast-off pattern bloodstains are created when blood is released or thrown from a blood-bearing object in motion onto a surface. Linear or arc-shaped in general, they are often distributed on surfaces situated in higher locations, such as the upper end of the wall and ceilings. At times, the same cast-off pattern bloodstain will span across two surfaces, i.e. the ceiling and the wall and the floor, etc. Oh, that's cool! They've got a glossary and everything. I can see my reflection in the Western-style mirror. Will I be able to clear my name? The wooden bookbox is filled with books that Lope published. Ghost in the Well, Bells and Bones, Mysterious Echo, The Confined Room Mystery. What was that last one? Unfortunately, this copy of The Confined Room Mystery is not the original manuscript. You like The Confined Room Mystery too? The reason why I came to visit Lope was to speak with him about this book. You got good taste. The death scenes in The Confined Room Mystery were absolutely stunning. Officer Ma, do you know where the inspiration of this book comes from? Ain't got a clue, but Master Lo was an extraordinary fella. Anything could have inspired him. But if we're talking about good storytelling, it's gotta be Swordsman's Case. It's a real dang shame we'll never get to read the next volume. Oh, he's got like a little bit of a personal lean into this, because he liked the writer. I can't believe Lord would allow you to join in on the investigations. Don't even try to play any tricks. I'm watching your every move. Rest assured, officer, I will uncover the actual murderer. You better. Keep in mind, don't mess up the crime scene with your incompetence. Alright. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions. Oh dear, do I? Go on then, ask away. Ghost in the Well. I don't know any... Oh! Ghost in the Shell, right. I actually got a reference. Fuck yeah. I mean, I didn't, but... I figured it out after it was pointed out. Officer Ma, were there any other people present when you arrived on scene? What happened? I'm getting shot for not recognizing that, aren't I? It'll go on the list of my crimes along with the Ghibli movies. Huh, why are you asking so much? You trying to say that I didn't protect the crime scene? Let me give you the facts. Everything is exactly the way it was when we arrived. No one's allowed to mess with the crime scene and under my watch. You misunderstand me, Officer Ma. I just want to know what happenings occurred before I woke. When we got here, Lo Shuen was shaking the door, saying he smelled blood coming from inside. Oh well, now we know who did it. Like hell he did. I was worried about Master Lo, so I went up to the door and kicked them right open. After that, well, you know what happened after. I suppose no one could have come in or gone out during that period. Obviously, I've got a soldier standing guard outside the courtyard. We searched the entire premise, but we didn't find others, during which no one left either. That's why the murderer is definitely you. Who else could it be, huh? I understand. Once I complete my investigations, I will explain everything to you, Officer Ma. Go on then, ask away. Something you should watch? I mean, that's a long list. I mean, we'll see. Maybe, hypothetically, I'm not gonna do that realistically, but... Officer Ma, it seems you admired the victim. Well, of course. Master Lo was a great novelist. Everyone respects him. Does Lope have any relatives? His wife died young and they had no children. He's got a good-for-nothing nephew, though. Over there, the one who won't quit sobbing. Stop crying already. I'm sick of that awful noise. Oh, alright. Go on then, ask away. No more questions. Judge, how you doing, buddy? Is he reading? Judge Shang, did you notice anything out of the ordinary when you arrived? Well, I was not aware of anything unusual. Lo Shuen shook the door, Officer Ma kicked it open, and we found you and Lope covered in blood. I suppose no one suspicious was discovered during that process. Well, none at all. What kind of person was Lope? Lope gained great fame when his book Chamber of Doubts was serialized in the Shanghai News. As the first celebrity to come from this town in decades, naturally he was loved by all. And this town was originally named Qingxi Town. To comply with popular will, we renamed it Pero Town. Alright, I understand now. There were several pieces of rice cake on the plate, but now they're all gone. Did he watch me faint and then eat his own damn rice cakes? This is Lope's corpse. Should I commence an autopsy now? Maybe later. Wait. Oh, wait, no. He was supposed to eat all of the rice cakes, get poisoned, I assume. I know it's along with Alyssa. Don't worry about it. It's fine. A wardrobe slightly taller than a person. It is locked. Let me try to pick the lock open. Man, they give detectives weird skill sets, and yet necessary ones, I understand. I give up. Never mind. If only Afu was here. He's very skilled in things like this. Out of curiosity, why is he? You know what? I won't ask. Lope's desk is placed in front of the window. When I met him last night, he was bent over his desk writing the entire time. Let me take a look at what he has on his desk. Hey, what do you think you're doing? Quit moving around. I need to examine the desk and see if there are any clues. Who knows if there are any unpublished manuscripts sitting on that desk? You can't just go snooping around and touching stuff. Officer Ma, I understand your concerns, but I merely wish to investigate. I'll be careful. You better be. I'll be keeping a close eye on you from right here. I feel like his priorities are in the incorrect place. This desk is weirdly empty for something that was being written on. A simple square-shaped inkstone. There are several plum blossoms engraved on one side. There's a layer of residual ink on the inkstone that is starting to harden into a gelled state. A rack with 4 calligraphy brushes hanging on it. A piece of oil paper is underneath the rack. The ink on one of the calligraphy brushes has not dried out yet. A stack of books on the table, including The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Here is a book titled Tales of the Moon Colony. There are several magazines underneath it, all of which are illustrated fiction. A stack of newspapers. Various issues of the Shanghai News have all published Lope's work. There's a pile of blank rice papers in the drawer with a paperweight placed on top. Next to the papers are 2 new pens, 3 candles, and a box of matches. There's also a small box. It is an ink cartridge made of tin, holding a half-used ink block. There's a pile of blank rice papers in the drawer with a no, the same one. Got a candle. A common white pomelo candlestick. There's still half a stick of unburned candle on top. That is pink, but okay. A frame on the window that would stop persons from climbing in or out. No traces of scaling. I was not able to find any useful clues. It seems like something is missing from it. Yeah, I was gonna say. Like, if he was writing on it, where's his writing? But I saw that pop up. Gives me information. I crave it. Late Qing Dynasty detective fiction. By the end of the Qing Dynasty, under the influence and intervention of new ideas, Chinese people were increasingly eager to explore Western culture. During this time, novels easily became new favorites due to its accessibility and capabilities of being widespread, amongst which Western detective fiction, with its intricate plots and ingenious case designs, became the top choice for the majority of people. The Stories of Sherlock Holmes was a big hit ever since it was first translated into Chinese and published in the Current Affairs newspaper in 1896. Tales of the Moon Colony. Tales of the Moon Colony can be rated as the ancestor of Chinese science fiction. Written by Hongzheng Xiaoso, it was serialized in illustrated fiction between 1904 and to 1905, with a total of 35 chapters and no ending. The subject of the novel is a peculiar balloon, in which the main character travels across the sea in search of his wife and children, whilst encountering aliens from the moon. This novel combines the vernacular style of traditional novels with the essence of science fiction, creating a work of high artistic value in the late Qing dynasty. Also, please forgive my I'd say forgive, but like my pronunciations are what they are going to be, unfortunately. You, the sobbing one. Uncle, now that you're gone, I am truly alone. I am sorry for your loss. In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask you a few questions.
You're the one who murdered him. There's no need for your crocodile tears.
Someone murdered your uncle and framed me. I am sure you would like to find out the truth as much as I do.
Go on and ask then.
Please, tell me about the events you encountered this morning.
Every morning I come by Uncle's place to help him with the jobs that he's too busy to deal with. There has to be someone to take care of mundane tasks like cleaning up and feeding the chickens.
What do you do for a living?
My uncle pays me. I also help him organize his manuscripts sometimes.
I understand. Please continue recounting what happened this morning.
I came to visit Uncle, like usual, but I couldn't hear a sound from the room, which was strange. When I arrived, I saw Yangtze was already here. He said he didn't see my uncle either. I knocked on the door for quite a while, but no one answered. I have a sensitive nose, so I kept sensing the smell of blood coming from inside the room. I felt like something was terribly wrong, so I told Yangtze to hurry and get someone. When we finally entered the room, I found that my uncle was been murdered.
Within your uncle's interpersonal relationships, have you ever noticed someone suspicious?
Aren't you the most suspicious person?
Then let me pose this question differently. Did your uncle hold any grudges against anyone?
My uncle was very friendly, but he held some kind of grudge against Yangtze, the errand runner.
What kind of grudge?
Yangtze attempted to steal coins from the table during a delivery, but my uncle caught him. Yangtze was seized by the government and got beaten for it too.
When did this occur?
It was about half a month ago, so I'm sure he's still bitter about it.
Do you suspect that Yangtze murdered him out of vengeance?
After all, he's the one who delivers rice cakes to my uncle. Also, when I arrived here this morning, he was already here. I don't know how long he'd been. Now that I recall, he did have a sort of sneaky look on his face.
It seems that it is necessary to talk about this issue with Yangtze.
Go on and ask then. Don't know if I'm buying that. We'll see. Let's commence the autopsy.
There's white powder on the collar of the deceased. Feels like something made from glutinous rice. These are crumbs from the rice cake. It seems that Lope had eaten the rice cake before he died.
Declared legally deceased. I mean, he is stabbed.
His mustache is crooked. Upon further inspection, there's glue on the underside.
The mustache shape looks Western, not Han Chinese. Apparently, the deceased is wearing a fake mustache.
Is he really? Oh, I get it. He's marketing himself. Yeah, that's fair. Can't argue with that, really.
A faint fragrance can be smelled from the hair of the deceased. The scent is neither from flowers or incense or cologne. It seems to resemble a scent similar to camphor wood.
Oh, I've heard of that.
His chest is stained with blood. Among the 3 evident stab wounds, 2 were fatal. The wound is small and deep. The shape of the wound is consistent with the bloodstained knife. The locations of the 3 stab wounds are irregular, and in different directions as well.
If this is just an external autopsy, how are you able to tell that the stab wounds are deep? You in there with your fingers?
There were no abnormalities found on the limbs of the deceased. No hesitation wounds or defense wounds are present on any part of his body. That is quite peculiar.
So that would in and of itself be a abnormality then.
The deceased is in his undergarments, and his coat is gone. I have searched the entire room for it, but it is nowhere to be found. If this room is a locked room, how could the coat disappear out of thin air?
Also, how confident are we the stab wounds were fatal? Perhaps it was a poisoning. No, I'm being told that it was a stabbing.
I have completed investigations on the corpse. I need to reconsider relative clouds of doubt.
What? Oh. Oh! Okay.
I did not find any hesitation wounds on Lope. That is very unusual for a suicide case. There are no injuries caused by a fight or a fall. It's also quite unusual for a homicide case. Perhaps this can explain why there aren't any defense wounds present.
The rice cake crumbs.
The reason why there weren't any defense wounds was because Lope ate the rice cakes that contained knockout drugs, the same ones I ate. He was in a state of unconsciousness when he was murdered.
Oh, of course, they're knockout, otherwise I'd have died. Right, yeah, that's... The stab wounds were in his heart. Yeah, that'd do it.
There must have been another person in the room at that time. That person is the murderer. Who could it have been? How were they able to leave the locked room? Nothing useful on the desk. However, I felt something was unusual about it. It seems like something is missing. What could it be?
Ah, okay. So, these will update as we get more information. It'll give me a little hint that I should reconsider one of them. Lope's stupid? I mean, yeah, to be fair, if I invited somebody in, they ate a rice cake and then collapsed, I probably wouldn't immediately eat. Oh no, he didn't! To be fair, there was a half-eaten rice cake on that plate. So it might have just been the case that he'd only eaten half of it, so it didn't enact immediately.
The fact that the coat of the deceased is missing is particularly odd. Assuming Mal was honest, before they arrived on scene, the room was locked with no way in or out. Then, this coat must definitely still be inside this room. I should talk with Lope's relative. I need to obtain more information on the coat.
Ah, so we do investigate these, so I can get more information to go do more investigating. That is generally how that works.
Lord Xiwen stated that Yang'er was responsible for delivering rice cakes to Lope. Theoretically, Yang'er had the chance to tamper with the rice cakes. He also had the motive. Could it be Yanger killed him out of revenge? I need to confirm this issue with Yanger.
I'm almost certain it wasn't Yanger because he was outside of the room. But I also don't think he'd have killed him for that. I do think he may well have put something else in rice cakes, but not the rest.
I hung the door latch. Lope and I were the only ones inside until Officer Ma broke in. The only way to enter or exit the room is by going through the wooden front door. How did the murderer leave the scene without removing the door latch? Or perhaps the other way. How did the murderer latch the door from the outside?
Oh, that is, I've seen something where they did that with a wooden latch before. Also, did Lope ever actually make eye contact with us when we got here? Because, like, he could have been out by the time... Oh, I can investigate this chest. He could have been, like, well out of it by the time we got here.
There are piles of old books under the novelist's bed. They're all covered in dust, which means that he's not read them in quite a while. A walnut bedside table. There are books and several old newspapers on top. Within the bedside table are undergarments and such. One of these newspapers carried the news of Lope publishing his novel. The photo on this newspaper. The one on the left is Lope, and the one on the right seems to be the lady we saw last night. According to this, the young lady is Liu Pisheng, editor who helped Lope publish his books.
And we still don't know why she was crying last night.
In order to uncover the truth, I need to ask you a few more questions.
Go on and ask then.
Your uncle's attire coat, deerstalker, and false mustache was quite unusual.
The hat and the mustache were all characteristics of his novelist identity. He purposely dressed himself up this way to become famous.
So that ill-fitting strange coat was also one of his characteristics?
Strange coat? You mean that western wind coat he wore all the time?
Precisely, the wind coat made of silk.
The tailor-made coat was one of my uncle's characteristics. He spent a lot to hire the best tailor and use the best fabric for the coat. But it turned out...
The fact that this wind coat is not present at the crime scene is what caught my attention.
So you're saying that my uncle's coat disappeared out of thin air?
Perhaps the murderer took it with them.
The way you said it, Mr. Shen, sounds as if it were a plot from a novel. I mean, yeah.
A simple and modest front door made from pine wood. The broken latch still hangs on the door, exposing the brown lines within. Officer Ma, did you say you broke this door latch with your kick?
When I got here, that Lushiwen was shaking the door with all his might. What good would that do when the door is locked from the inside? I got anxious, so I went up and bam, kicked the door right open. I wonder if I can take a closer look at the door. That sounds like it might be difficult to be physically possible. Let's re-examine the coat.
According to Lo Xiwen, this coat was tailor-made for Lope. The coat was one of the characteristics of Lope's novelist identity. He always wore it, but didn't you say it was ill-fitting? Something of such importance ought to be left at the scene. However, it is no longer in this room. The murderer is the only person who has left this room. He must have taken the coat with him. The murderer must have had a reason to do so.
Well, if it was a tailor-made silk coat, you could probably get a pretty mint for it. You're all over the place. You're not messing with the crime scene, are you?
Rest assured, Officer Ma. I am a professional in that aspect. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions.
Go on then. Ask away. No, we have nothing new there then. Oh, I can... Will they just let me walk outside? Wow. Great security.
先生，可算等到你了。
Shen, I've been waiting for you.
我听说
Poor
屋里发生了命案，
I heard there's been a murder in that house.
大人有令，凶案现场不许喧哗。
His Honor has orders that there is to be no shouting at the crime scene.
先生，你看起来脸色很差，不要紧吧？
Shen, you don't look very well. Is everything all right?
我没事，不过在查明真相之前，怕是得滞留在这里了。
I'm fine. However, I'm afraid I will have to stay here until the truth is uncovered.
找到凶手了吗？最大嫌疑人是谁？
Have you found the murderer? Who's the prime suspect?
目前嫌疑最大的人是我。
At the moment, the prime suspect is me.
原来凶手就是先生自己。
I can't believe the murderer was actually you, Shen. Oh, you're gonna get me in so much trouble.
我来帮忙。
Let me help you.
哎，大人有令，闲杂人等不得入内。
His Honor has orders that random people aren't allowed to enter.
兵老爷，我可不是什么闲杂人等。
Soldier, I'm not just some random person.
大人有令，要俺守住此门，反正你不得入内。
His Honor has orders that I need to guard this gate, so you aren't allowed to enter.
军爷，张大人让你守住院门，是为了拦住那些与查案无关的人，对吧？
Soldier, Judge Chang asked you to guard the gates and keep out those uninvolved in this case, right?
这是不假。
You're not wrong.
若是与案子有关的人，理应让他进来，这样才不会耽误了查案，不是吗？
If someone is relevant, should he be allowed to enter?
倒也
True.
兵老爷，沈先生不幸成为此案的嫌疑人，正殚精竭虑地调查真相，给自己洗清冤屈。
Soldier, Shen is unfortunately a suspect in this case. He's trying to clear his name.
而我是他的助手，那你说我是不是与查案有关？
As I am his trustworthy assistant, don't you think that I am also involved in this case? Balls of fucking titanium on a lot of them.
俺明白了。
I get it now.
兵老爷果然是明白人。
I knew Soldier would understand.
你是帮凶，
You're the accomplice.
帮凶与查案也有关。你进来吧，接受调查。
Oh my god, somebody get this man his daily caffeine ration. He clearly needs it. The accomplice is also involved in investigations. You can come in and be investigated.
不能耽误了查案。
Investigations can't be delayed.
大致情况就是这样。
And that is the general situation.
这就是你对案子的评价？
So that is your evaluation of this case?
哪里？我只是在感慨自己成为帮凶这件事。
No, this is just a sigh for becoming an accomplice.
能让你进来就不错了，赶紧帮我查现场。
It was good enough that they allowed you to come in. Hurry up and help me investigate.
好嘞。
Okie dokie. I've only had Afu for 5 minutes, but if anything happens to him, I will kill everyone in this town and then myself. Also, we need to take you back to the wardrobe. I don't want to have to explain to Officer Ma why you are here though, so we're doing the rice cakes first. The pizza on the roof. Oh, there is. Who put that there? Hey, Shen, what is this?
These rice cakes are a local delicacy. I ate a piece last night.
Oh. Why did you push, Shen? How did you feel after you ate a piece last night?
I did not feel much. I ate a piece last night and lost consciousness right after. Seeing your reaction, this bundle of rice cakes probably is not laced with knockout drugs.
Ah, excellent. He has no sense of self-preservation. Look, Shen, there are 2 free-range chickens here.
Sure, 2 chickens. Do you think they are involved in this case?
I heard that the free-range chickens in this area have delicious meat because they walk so much. Ah, okay. Afu is food motivated. Noticed. But also we have... Yay! Knowledge.
Hesitation wounds. Hesitation wounds, also known as tentative cuts, refer to a series of self-inflicted shallow cuts made by people considering a suicide attempt before the final cut that causes death. These non-lethal cuts may be due to psychological contradictions, trying out the weapon to test its sharpness, experiencing feelings of pain, etc. Defense wounds. Defense wounds refer to the injuries inflicted upon the victim when resisting an attack from the assailant. There are generally 2 types of defense wounds: incised wounds on the palms and finger joints, penetrating wounds on the palms and arms. Defense wounds don't appear in every homicide case, however. The presence of a defense wound, especially multiple defense wounds, must be key evidence of murder.
No. Mr. Official, when can I go? I still have some steamed buns to deliver this morning.
Excuse me, who may you be?
My name is Yangtze. I run errands on the daily. I was the one who called the officials today.
May I ask you about the case?
Of course! Everyone around knows that I'm warm-hearted, considerate, helpful, friendly. The eyebrow twitch.
Just tell me about what happened this morning.
Master Lo loved rice cakes. Every morning, Master Lo will ask me to deliver a bundle. As I specialize in errand running, my service is 100% impeccable. Everyone around knows.
Just tell me about what you saw when you arrived at Lope's courtyard.
Usually, Master Lo is already out of bed and exercising in the courtyard, waiting for me. This morning, when I came to deliver the rice cakes as usual, I didn't see Lope anywhere. I thought he probably overslept, so I hollered for him, but there was no response. I saw the gates were open, so I went inside the courtyard and put the rice cakes on the table. Then somebody called out to me. It was Master Lo's nephew, Lo Shiwen. So he went over to knock on the door, but there was still no response at all. Lo Shiwen smelled blood and asked me to call officials. I was so scared, so I ran all the way to the government office and got Officer Ma. Officer Ma and Lo Shiwen kicked open the door together while I waited outside.
You mean to say that you never entered Lope's house?
After hearing someone died in there, my legs were scared stiff. How could I dare go in? I was planning to leave, but a soldier came and blocked the gate, so I got stranded here.
I understand now, thank you.
Is there anything else you want to ask? Yes. Several things, in fact. Good luck. Good news.
How much do you know about Lope?
Master Lo is a celebrity, and I'm just an errand runner. Since Officer Ma is familiar with Master Lo, why don't you go and ask Officer Ma about this?
Oh? What do you mean by that?
I caught sight of Master Lo and Officer Ma meeting in private several times, though.
Are they close friends with one another?
However, there was once when they got into a fight, and Officer Ma even unsheathed his blade. What were they arguing about? I didn't have the guts to eavesdrop. Officer Ma was already fuming.
I need to confirm the dispute with Officer Ma. Is there anything else you want to ask? The rice cakes Lope eats are delivered by you, is that correct?
Sure, I deliver them every day. Everybody around knows that I do my job seriously.
I passed out after eating a rice cake last night. Apparently, it was laced with knockout drugs.
What? That's... It wasn't me. I didn't do that. Don't say weird things. I have nothing against Lope and would never even met you before. Why would I do that?
Did the rice cakes you delivered to Lope ever pass through the hands of someone else?
Impossible. If something is handed to me, there's no way I'd give it to someone else. But I heard he loves rice cakes. He'd never turn them down. Maybe it was a gift from a reader.
Do you know of anyone who gifted him rice cakes?
Not a clue. How about you let me go and ask Mr. Cow? Everyone around knows that I'm...
No, thank you.
Is there anything else you want to ask?
Younger, I heard that you once had a grudge with Lope. Is that true?
No, no way. How could I ever have the guts to hold a grudge against Master Lo?
Lope noticed you stealing his money and you were beaten at the court for it. Am I wrong?
That was a misunderstanding. How could that even count as a grudge? I saw silver coins on the floor, so I wanted to pick them up and return them to him. That's all in the past. If Mr. Shen hadn't reminded me, I would have forgotten about it already. That was only half a month ago. You're forgetting so soon? Could it be that you felt wronged by Lope, then decided to kill him out of vengeance? That's wrongful accusation. I don't even have the guts to kill a chicken, let alone a person.
When you arrived on scene this morning, were there any other people around?
No, no one, but Lo Shiwen arrived pretty much right after. I've already told you everything about my morning in detail. Do you need me to repeat myself?
No, thank you.
Oh, actually, maybe I should have said yes. But... We'll see, we'll see.
When I questioned him about the quarrel, Younger seemed somewhat flustered. Furthermore, he had a chance to tamper with the rice cakes. Maybe Younger did kill him out of revenge.
I'm not buying it. Okay, we don't get to investigate what very much looks like a pizza. Who goes there? Who gave you the nerve to break in?
郑知县，马捕头。这位是阿福，是我的助手。希望二位能允许他协助我调查此案。
Judge Chang, Officer Ma, this is Afu, my assistant. Please allow him to assist me.
能让你查案已经是破例了，就弄来个什么助手，简直是得寸进尺。
We already made an exception by allowing your investigation, and now an assistant.
阿福擅长痕迹比对和一些机关技巧，一定会对查案有帮助。
He is mechanically minded and is skilled in comparing traces. He will be of great help.
嘿嘿，那叫格致学。
That's called science. He's delightful.
马捕头，用人不疑嘛。
Clear your doubts, Officer Ma.
既然已经让沈先生查案了，就按他的习惯来吧。
Since we've already allowed Mr. Shen to join in our investigations, let him do things his way.
多谢知县大人。
You have my gratitude, Your Honor.
要是查不出真相，再加一条妨害公务之罪，治你二人。
If you fail us, I'll add obstruction of official duties to your list of crimes. This is so funny. They really did just let me show up and start running the place. Like, 10 minutes ago, I was suspected of murder.
Obstruction of official duties. According to the New Criminal Code of the Qing Dynasty, the specific stipulations on the obstruction of official duties are: any person who commits atrocities or coercion when an official is performing their duties shall be sentenced to a set term of imprisonment within the 4th degree, serve detention, or pay a fine of 300 won or less. The same applies to those who commit atrocities or coercion, or use deception to influence officials to impose or remove certain sanctions or resign. Officer Ma has been quite aggressive. It seems he's eager to identify me as the murderer. According to Yangtze, Officer Ma once had a serious dispute with Lope. Could this constitute a reason for murder? I need to confirm this issue with Officer Ma.
You're all over the place. You're not messing with the crime scene, are you?
Rest assured, Officer Ma, I'm a professional in that aspect. In order to find out the truth, I would like Officer Ma to answer a few of my questions.
Go on then, ask away.
Officer Ma, I heard that you once had a dispute with Lope. Could you...
The audacity! How dare you suspect me?
I have yet to confirm a suspect now. I also believe that Officer Ma has nothing to hide.
Huh! I bet you heard this rumor from Yangtze, didn't you? Master Lo enjoyed drinking with me and talking about my past cases, you know, for source material. But Master Lo has always listened to me. He rarely talks about himself, so I got to asking. Only then did I know how hard it was to write stuff and what he had to deal with for his fame. I was drunk and riled up, drawing out my sword to ask the gods why they'd make Master Lo suffer. He was born to put all of his talent to writing books. Yangtze saw us when he came to deliver something, but I didn't know he would do me dirty like that. Me, have a fight with Master Lo? Baloney. You know what? I believe his passion. Oh, mostly because I'm terrified of it.
Officer Ma tried to make light of the situation during our discussion. However, my intuition tells me that his connection with Lope is not as simple as he depicts.
Interesting. Also, I do wonder if perhaps that note about obstruction of justice is about to be directly relevant. Specifically the coercion.
Afu, this wardrobe is locked. Do you think you could find a way to open it?
No problem. This kind of bolt pin spring lock is a piece of cake.
I will leave it to you then.
What you doing touching that wardrobe for, you punk? I thought I told you not to mess with the crime scene.
Officer Ma, this wardrobe is one of the few remaining blind spots. If this leads to an error in the investigation, surely no one would want to see that outcome.
Of course, due diligence is crucial to this case. You better be careful when you're opening that. Don't worry, Mr. Officer. I'm an expert on locks. Oh, fuck off. I have to do this? Okay, well, it's not rocket science, at least. Haha, I did it! You can sound less surprised. Look, Shen, it looks like someone hid inside this wardrobe before.
Partition board removed, clothes piled. Enough space for one to hide.
Could it be that the murderer once hid inside this wardrobe?
There's no rush to jump to conclusions. Let us first examine the scene carefully.
Look, the partition board should have been laid horizontally on the wooden frames.
True. The color on the sides of the wood frame are old, yet the color on top seems new. It's very likely that this partition board was removed recently.
Shen, there's a strip of cloth over here. Could this be a clue?
Take it out for further examination.
Alright. Shen, it's a bunched up strip of cloth. It was probably used as a ribbon to tie up quilts. This ribbon's dirty in the middle. It seems to be smudged with dust.
This quilt has traces of binding, so the ribbon most likely was removed from here. Why would someone remove the ribbon from a bundled quilt and stuff it inside the clothes? Indeed, it is quite peculiar. We need to record this situation. Dust is under the bed, I believe. What are you? Shen, what's that black spot? A wood chip. All the clothes are clean. I guess a piece broke off from the partition board and landed there. No, the color and texture of this wood chip differs from that of the partition board. I bet that's the door latch. I'm knowledgeable in wood. Let me take a look. It really is different. Let me smell it as well. Camphor wood? Without a doubt, it's not the same material as the partition board. Explain your deduction. Camphor wood wardrobes can repel insects and leaves a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within. However, this chip has no fragrance. It's brownish and hard. It seems more like pine wood. The Lope we spoke to was not the real Lope because he smelled of camphor. Wait, no. No, the current one smells of camphor wood. But yeah, that still stands. We never actually really saw him. So he was already unconscious, and then he got shoved in the wardrobe. And then a detective shows up. So maybe it wasn't originally a murder. Wait, no, of course. Maybe it was the detective shows up and then he goes in the wardrobe. Why would a pine wood chip appear in a wardrobe made of camphor wood? Worth noting. We need to keep an eye out for objects made from pine wood in this house. Understood. Okay, so he definitely spent some time in the wardrobe. Excellent. That's like a strange thing to be. This seems quite odd. Does it? Shen, have you noticed something unusual? Look closely at the bottom of the wardrobe. The left side with clothes has collected dust. Yet the empty space to the right is unusually clean, as if it had just been wiped. Then it seems like someone cleaned this place. Ooh, maybe he was dead when he was in the wardrobe. It's been cleaned up. Right, the wood chip. First things first. Wait, no, onto the bed. There are piles of old books underneath the novelist's bed. Let me see what kinds of books the novelist reads. Oh, Afu's got something to add to a lot of them, doesn't he? Huh? This is the Golden Lobe. Afu, there's no need to read it out loud. Uh-huh. I get a feeling I know what kind of novice that is, or novel that is. It's the walnut bedside table, undergarments. Shen, there's a newspaper here that carries the news of Lope publishing his novel. Huh. Shen, look at the photo on this newspaper. The one on the left is Lope, and the one on the right is the young lady we saw crying in the bamboo forest last night. According to this, the young lady is Liu Pisheng, editor who helped Lope publish his books. Okay, yeah, we're taking Afu back around for everything. Do we reinvestigate? Possibly, maybe? Okay, no, I don't think he's got anything to say here. That's fine. You got anything there? No. Okay. Wildly unhelpful stuff. Okay. Shen, this is a Western-style mirror. It seems somewhat out of place compared with the other furniture in this room. Therefore, it seems that there are no clues here. I wonder if he's been scamming. A simple and modest front door made of pine wood. The broken latch still hangs on the door, exposing the brown lines within. Oh, we already had the clue for the pine wood.
Huh?
Chen, why is this wood chip worth investigating? How is it connected to the case? Isn't it common for something dirty to stick onto clothes? The wood chip appears between two piles of clean clothes. Also, it's made of a different wood. And that's the reason why I'm so interested. Its relevance to the case depends on where it came from. Perhaps the wood chip came from this place. Shen, this wood chip fell from the door latch. The material and texture is a perfect match with the door latch's fracture. Well done. This may just be the key to unfold the truth. But, very strange. How could a wood chip from the fracture of a door latch appear in a wardrobe? As the case gradually becomes clearer, the answer will come to light. We'll do the ribbon in a second. So, I think I've started to get a picture of events. This ribbon's dirty in the middle. It must have been used in some way to leave such a smudge. Shen, do you think the murderer took the ribbon to bind you or Lope? That's a reasonable guess. However, there are no rope marks present on both Lope and me. I see. Then again, this ribbon. I can't help but feel like I've seen it before. Where was it? I remember now. When I arrived last night, I saw cloth strips hanging from the ceiling. Could it be that Lope was strangled to death before he was stabbed? No, then there would be strangulation marks around the corpse's neck. Wait, can I investigate the ceiling, or...? Okay, yeah, to be fair, that would be quite the ask.
沈先生，你已经里里外外看了几遍了，也该跟张大人说说你的推理了吧？
Mr. Shen, you've looked through this place. Should you explain your reasoning to Lord?
要是推不出来，也别浪费时间了，带上镣铐，乖乖跟本部回衙门吧。
We're wasting time if you ain't got a proper answer. Just let me arrest you.
推理？现在？
Begin my deduction. Now?
先生，怎么办？我们还有很多疑团尚未解开。
Shen, what do we do? There are still a lot of mysteries we haven't solved yet.
院子里能调查的地方，我们都已经查过了。
We've already examined all the places that could be investigated within the courtyard.
即便真相尚未完全明朗，也必须与张知县聊一聊了。
Even though the truth is yet to be clear, we need to discuss the case with Judge Shang.
张大人，我想我们可以聊一聊这个案子了。
Judge Shang, I believe we are now able to discuss this case.
既然如此，你说说看吧。
If so, you may begin. The truth behind the locked room murder.
死者被发现的时候，这个房间处于密闭的状态。
When the deceased was discovered, this room was in a sealed-off state.
墙上的窗户不能进出，唯一的出入口是屋门，又从内侧被插上了门栓。
The window cannot be opened, leaving us the front door, locked from the inside.
当屋门被再次打开时，屋内只有我和死者2人。
When the front door was reopened, the deceased and I were the only people inside the room.
在这种情况下，所有人，甚至包括我自己，都会本能地认为，
Under these circumstances, everyone, including myself, would instinctively believe
凶手就是还在屋内的人，我。
that the murderer must be someone who's still within this room, which would be me.
这一来，我们便都忽略了屋内藏有第3个人的可能。
Hence, we have all neglected the possibility of a third person hiding inside this room.
你倒说说看，这第3个人能藏身何处啊？
Alright then, tell me, where on earth would this third person be hiding?
当然是衣柜啦。
And that would be the wardrobe.
衣柜里的种种痕迹都表明，不久前里面藏过人。
All traces within the wardrobe show that someone was hiding inside it not long ago.
屋内还藏有一个人。
There was another person in the room?
沈先生，藏身于衣柜之中的人，便是凶手吗？
Mr. Shen, was the person hiding in the wardrobe the murderer?
I don't think it was. I think it was the deceased.
But we don't have... I don't know if that's just my own supposition. There's no blood in there. That was correct.
的确如
Oh, even... That is cool.
先生是说，凶手先躲在柜子里，在你和罗佩都吃了潮膏晕倒之后，
So the murderer first hid inside the wardrobe. Then, after you and Lope were drugged,
溜出来杀害罗佩，再嫁祸给你，对不对？
He sneaked out, murdered Lope, and framed you for it, right?
哦，这就是事件的真相吗？
oh, is that the truth behind this incident? I don't
似
know.
乎与记忆中的情景
It
产
seems
生了冲突。
to conflict with the scenario in my memory. Oh, I was right. I was wrong with my being right.
小子，你如此犹豫，编不下去了吧？
Huh, you're dilly-dallying, punk. Running out of lies to tell.
昨晚我到的时候，这个柜子就处于从外面锁住的状态。
When I arrived last night, this wardrobe was already locked from the outside.
如果藏在里面的人是凶手，他是不能从柜子里出来杀人的。
If the person inside was the murderer, he would not have been able to get out by himself. I should have trusted my gut.
你倒是个明白人。
You're quite perceptive, I'll give you that.
不过，这个柜子内的布局确实让人疑惑。
However, the arrangement within the wardrobe is indeed puzzling.
如果藏身其中的不是凶手，会是谁呢？
If the person hiding inside was not the murderer, who could it have been?
昨晚到达罗佩家后，是我自己从屋内挂上了门栓。
Last night, I was the one who latched the door.
理论上，在那以后，就不太可能再有外人进入现场。
Theoretically, it is highly unlikely for anyone else to enter the scene after that.
床下堆满了书，衣柜上了锁。当时屋内的情况较之现在，并没有什么变化。
And the wardrobe was locked. Nothing has changed.
而且有近期藏人的痕迹，但也是当时屋内唯一能藏人的地方了。
Evidence points to someone in the wardrobe, the only place to hide.
血迹分析表明，案发时除了我和罗佩，还有第三人存在，也就是本案的真凶。
The bloodstains prove a third person, the actual murderer, was present at the time of the crime.
如果昨晚藏于柜子中的人不是凶手，那就只可能是这个人了。
If the person in the wardrobe was not the murderer, then it could only be this person.
Oh, hey, we got a whole thing. Hang it on Afu. But no.
如果柜子藏的不是凶手的话，
If the person hiding in the wardrobe was not the murderer,
那就只能是罗佩了。
then it must have been Lope.
一派胡言！
What a load of bull.
罗翁为什么要躲进自己家的衣柜里？躲猫猫吗？
Why would Master Lo hide inside his own wardrobe? Is he playing hide and seek?
那是仅存的可能性了。
That is the only possibility left.
谢洛克曾说过，当你排除掉一切不可能之后，剩下的即使再离奇，
When
也
you
是
have
事实真
eliminated
相。
the impossible, whatever remains, however improbable, must be the truth.
沈先生，罗佩藏进柜子中的理由是？
Mr. Shen, what is the reason for Lope to hide inside the wardrobe? It's not of his own will.
不，他不是自己躲进柜子的，
No, he did not hide inside the wardrobe of his own will.
而是被人藏进去的。
He was hid inside by someone else.
先生，如果昨晚藏在柜子里的人是罗佩，那你见到的人又是谁？
If the person hiding inside the wardrobe last night was Lope, then who did you meet?
是啊，你不是刚刚还说挂上门栓后，屋内只见到了罗佩一人吗？
Indeed. Didn't you just say that you only saw Lope in the room when you hung the door latch?
我想，昨天晚上我在这间屋子里见到的人，并不是罗佩，
I believe that the person I saw in this room last night was not Lope,
而是凶手。
but the actual murderer.
我昨晚到达罗佩家时，屋内灯火尚明，
When I arrived at Lope's house last night, the candle inside was still lit,
但我敲了很久的门，才有人回应。
but I had knocked on the door for quite some time before someone responded.
在开门之前，对方还特地确认我们是否见过面。
Before opening the door, they even specifically tried to confirm if we'd ever met before.
既然你昨夜见到的不是罗佩本人，早上见到尸体时又怎会认不出来？
If the person you met was not Lope, how couldn't you recognize the corpse this morning?
昨夜见面时，他压低帽檐，戴假胡子，又有意背对着我，加之光线昏暗，
Last night, he wore a hat and mustache, had his back towards me, and the lights were dim.
而那时，真正的罗佩应该已经吃下带蒙汗药的糕点，被凶手挪进柜中了。
By then, the real Lope had eaten the drugged rice cakes and was moved inside the wardrobe.
你刚说的这个嘛，倒确实能解释房间里存在第三个人。
What you've just said does explain the presence of a third person within the room.
Hydrate. I will do that. And we will be taking our hydration break soon. At the end of this scene.
马捕头，你怎么看？
Officer Ma, what do you reckon?
都是些猜测罢了。
These are all just speculations.
你可有证据能证明藏在柜子里的人就是罗翁？
You got any evidence that proves the person who was hiding inside the wardrobe was Master Lo? Ooh, which one of these? This one, I think.
你是说，这项证据能证明昨晚罗佩待在柜子里？
No, it can't because it was on the rafters. Oh, of course. They shoved the quilt up there to make room for him.
Are you saying that this can prove that Lope was inside the wardrobe last night?
本官怎么看不出来？
Why is it that I can't tell?
这个，
Ah, it is wrong.
稍等一下，
Well, give me a moment.
我记得柜子是樟木制成的，
Okay, yeah, it should have been the wood
有香味。
chip.
I recall the wardrobe is made of camphor wood, which has a strong scent.
我应该能出
I
示
should be able to provide
更确
evidence
凿的证据。
that is more concrete.
你可有证据能证明藏在柜子里？
Okay.
你是说，这项证据能证明昨
Are
晚
you
罗佩
saying that
待
this
在
can
柜子
prove
里？
that Lope was inside the wardrobe last night?
本官怎么看不出来？
Why is it that I can't tell?
What? Hold
这
on.
个
Wait a minute.
稍，
Hold on.
我记得柜子，我应该能出。
Camphor wood has a strong scent.
Hold on.
你可有证据能证明
Oh, of
藏
course,
在
it's
柜
the
子里的？
autopsy. My mistake.
这是先生对尸体进行初步调查的结果，它能说明很多问题。
This is the autopsy report from initial investigations. It'll answer a lot of questions.
首先，罗佩的头发上能闻到轻微的樟木香味，这能证明他在衣柜里待过。
Lope's hair smells of camphor wood, confirming he hid inside the wardrobe.
此话怎讲？
How is that so?
这个柜子是樟木所制，有香味，可驱虫。衣物放里面一段时间会染上香味。
Camphor wardrobes repel insects and leave a lasting fragrance on clothes stored within.
罗佩的衣服染香，头发却不该染香，除非
Even if Lope's clothes catch this scent, his hair should not, unless...
罗佩在衣柜里待过，并且他的头是一直贴着柜板的。
Lope was inside the wardrobe, and his head was against the partition board the entire time.
你不要忘了，罗翁平时是戴帽子的。
And don't you forget, Master Lo usually wears a hat.
那也可能是帽子上的香味。
That could have just been the scent from his hat.
不，这顶帽子上没有香味，因为经常穿的外衣帽是不会被放进衣柜中的。
This hat has no scent. Coats and hats worn frequently don't go in the wardrobe.
沈先生的分析确实有几分道理。
Mr. Shen's deduction is indeed reasonable.
本官很想知道，在死者的尸体上
What else
还
have you found on
有
the
什么发
deceased?
现？
大人请看，死者领口有一些白色的糯米粉，那是潮糕的碎屑。
Look here. White glutinous rice powder on the collar of the deceased. Rice cake crumbs.
说明他和我一样，吃下了带有蒙汗药的潮糕。
This shows that, like I had, the deceased ate rice cakes that were laced with knockout drugs.
死者被人连刺3刀而亡，身上却没有抵抗伤，也侧面证实了这一点。
He was stabbed 3 times, yet the absence of defense wounds also proves this point.
死者贴着假胡子，却有些不牢，明显是被人摘下来又贴回去的缘故。
He wore a loose fake mustache, likely removed and reattached.
这些细节都印证了我刚刚的推论。
All of the details above are able to confirm my deduction.
昨天晚上，我见到的罗佩是凶手假扮的。
The Lope I met last night was actually impersonated by the murderer.
什么人胆敢假扮成罗翁？
What kind of person would dress up as Master Lo?
沈先生这番分析有一定道理。
Mr. Shen's deduction does hold some truth.
不过，直到马捕头破门而入，屋子一直处于反锁的状态呀。
However, up until Officer Ma broke down the door, the room was locked from the inside.
对呀，凶手是怎么做到在反锁门栓的情况下离开屋子的呢？
Yeah, how could the murderer walk out of that room when it was locked from the inside, huh?
大门是唯一的出口，而门栓只能从屋内插上。
The front doors are the only exit, and the door latch can only be hung from inside the room.
二位请看，这便是破解门栓之谜的关键证据。
Please have a look. This is the key evidence to solving the mystery of the door latch. I am gonna save it there in case I pick the wrong one again. I'm pretty sure it's the wood chip. I wonder about the ribbon, though. What that was about.
这是木茬？
This is a wood chip?
对，关键就在这颗木茬上。
That is correct. The key lies within this wood chip.
这我就不懂了。
I don't get it.
拆柜板的时候掉落一些木茬在柜子里，不是挺正常的吗？
Ain't it normal for some stubble to fall from the partition board when moving it around?
不，这不正常。
No, it is abnormal.
首先，木茬并不是落在柜板上，而是出现在一堆洗净的衣服中间。
The wood chip did not fall on the partition board. It appeared on a pile of clean clothes.
更重要的是，柜子内的板材是防腐的樟木，而这颗木茬是松木材质。
More importantly, the inner wardrobe is made of camphor wood, yet this wood chip is pine wood.
阿福仔细比较过它的材质和纹理，反而跟门栓断裂处是一致的。
Afu carefully checked and confirmed. Wood chip matches broken latch.
换句话说，这是门栓断裂时崩出的木茬。
This wood chip is a piece of stubble that flew off when the door latch was broken.
在马捕头破门而入时，衣柜明明上着锁，刚刚才被阿福打开。
As Officer Ma kicked in, the wardrobe been clearly locked until unlocked by Afu just now.
这是极不正常的。
This is extremely abnormal.
这可奇怪了，为什么木茬会出现在衣柜里？
That's strange. Why would the wood chip appear inside the wardrobe?
是什么理由导致木茬出现在衣柜里？现在还没法完全推断出来。
I have yet to completely deduce what caused the wood chip to appear inside the wardrobe.
不过，这个问题在现阶段并不重要。
However, this issue is insignificant at this stage.
重要的是，木茶进入衣柜的时间，以及这个时间所揭示的事实。
What we need to focus on is when the wood chip enters the wardrobe and what it uncovers.
I know how it did it. Because I've seen this mechanic before. I mean, I've seen this, like, plot circumstance before. I can't remember where.
沈先生，
This
不
is
要
great. I
卖
get to
关
feel
子
smart.
了，快告诉本官，他揭示了什么事实？
Mr. Shen, don't beat around the bush. Tell me now, what truth does it uncover?
很简单，木茶会出现在衣柜中，说明他从门栓上崩裂的时间，比衣柜上锁的时间要早。
Simply put, the wood chip flew off the broken door latch before the wardrobe was locked.
也就是说，门栓断的时候，衣柜的门还开着。
Which means that when the door latch broke, the door of the wardrobe was still open.
先生，我们所知的最近的衣柜门还开着的时间，
Shen, the most recent time we know of that the wardrobe doors were open
应该是在你醒来之前吧？
should be before you woke up, right?
没错，
That is correct.
这不就说明？
Then doesn't that mean...
说明在马捕头踹开门之前，屋门上的门栓就已经断了。
I love the way the shadows on his sleeve look like a plant leaf. That means that before Officer Ma kicked open the door latch was already broken.
换句话说，这根本不是什么密室。
In other words, this is not a locked room at all.
不愧是先生啊！
You're the best, Shen.
我说呢，那个门怎么一脚就踹开了？当时还以为是房子的木头老化了。
No wonder the door was so easy to kick open. I just thought it was shabby and old.
凡有接触，必留痕迹。
All contact leaves traces.
凶手自以为杀人嫁祸计划天衣无缝，却是百密一疏，将木茶落在了衣柜之中。
The murderer's plan was flawed by a wood chip left in the wardrobe as incriminating evidence.
而这颗小小的木茶，不仅暴露了他的诡计，
This tiny wood chip not only exposed their cunning scheme,
更让我顺藤摸瓜，推出了他的真实身份。
but also allowed me to follow his footprints and deduce his true identity.
杀死罗佩的凶手就是。
The person who murdered Lope is...
Pretty confident it's Lo Shiwen, because he's the only one who could have successfully disguised himself as.
本案的凶手，正是你，罗世文。
The murderer of this case is you, Lo Shiwen.
你胡说！我怎么可能杀死自己的亲叔叔呢？
You lie! How could I possibly kill my own uncle?
仙老爷，你得为我做主啊！这人一定是为了给自己洗脱罪名，污蔑我的。
Judge Chang, please. He's trying to frame me.
这个嘛，沈先生，你认为罗世文是本案凶手，有什么证据？这事儿可不能儿戏呀。
Well, you believe that Lo Shiwen is the murderer. Where is the evidence?
我们刚分析过，门栓不是在撞门时被弄断的，而是提前在屋内被弄断的。
The door latch was not broken when the door was kicked open, but broken beforehand.
屋子呈现的所谓密闭状态，不过是凶手制造的假象。
The so-called sealed-off state of the room was an illusion created by the murderer.
在整个过程中，他看似是在敲门，实则是确保门不会被其他人打开。
He appeared to knock on the door, but he was just securing it from unwanted entry.
直到马捕头出现并上前踹门，凶手在马捕头踹门的瞬间松手。
Until Officer Ma kicked the door. That is when the murderer let go of the door.
这样就能先入为主，让大家相信屋门已反锁，进而误判整个案件。
In this way, he could mislead everyone to believe that the door was locked from the inside.
你们都被他的演技欺骗了。
We've all been fooled by his performance.
好啊，你是白眼狼！
Hot damn, you treacherous leech.
这不是我。
Wait, what? It wasn't me.
罗世文，我必须告诉你，你的手法只是一个自以为很巧妙的诡计。
Lo Shiwen, I will tell you this. You are the only person who believes your tricks were clever. No, I thought they were kind of clever too. They failed, but they were clever.
因为它有一个软肋，足以致命。
Oh wait, of course. He's literally just... I bet he's just lifted it from one of the books. That is because your scheme has a fatal weakness.
什么软肋？
What weakness?
整个诡计想要成功，你必须保证屋门始终处在自己的掌控之中。
To ensure the success of your plan, you had to control the door at all times.
我据此反推便能确定，
Through reverse deduction, I can be sure.
罗世文，你就是凶手。
Lo Shiwen, you are the murderer.
你胡说！
You're not the father. You lie.
罗世文，事到如今，你还有什么想说的吗？
Lo Shiwen, is there anything else you want to say at this point?
他血口喷人，人心险恶，恶意重伤，伤天害理。
He's a liar, deceiver, a fibster and a cheat, a phony and misleader.
我也必须要说点什么了。
I have something to say too.
沈先生，你编了一个故事，又讲了一堆歪理。
Mr. Shen, you made up a story and said a bunch of absurd theories.
可是，你看见它发生了吗？凭什么让我们相信你说的就是事实？
Did you really see it happen? Why in the world should we believe your words?
依我看，你才是欺骗大家的那个人。
In my opinion, you're the one who's fooling everyone.
你的这些说法又有什么凭据？
Then what evidence do you have for saying that?
一个很简单的道理，我根本没有动机做这些事。
There's a clear and simple reason. I have no motive to murder my uncle.
他找得很准，留给我的调查时间太短了，我还没能完全查清杀人动机。
He got me. I barely had time to investigate. I've yet to infer the motive for the murder.
罗佩是我的亲叔叔呀，我怎么会想杀他呢？
Lope is my uncle, my family by blood. Why would I want to kill him?
更关键的问题在于，你我之间，
What's more important is the problem between you and me.
咱俩这是第一次见面呐。
This is the first time we've ever met, am I right?
没错，此前你我素不相识，
That is correct. We've never met each other before.
既然素不相识，我何苦要通过杀害亲叔叔来陷害你？
If we've never met, why would I go through the trouble of framing you by killing my own uncle?
既然素不相识，我当然不可能知道你昨天晚上会来访，又如何能设计陷阱来栽赃你？
I couldn't possibly have known about your visit. How could I design a plot to frame you?
我撞破你行凶，怕是个巧合。
It was a coincidence that I had surprised you in your act.
巧合？你不是说一切都是我设计好的诡计吗？
A coincidence? Didn't you just say that all of this was a plot that I had designed?
沈先生，你们真的素不相识？
Mr. Shen, is it true that the two of you have never met?
的确如此。
That is correct.
既然你俩不认识，罗世文确实没道理陷害你。
If that's the case, then Lo Shiwen indeed has no reason to frame you.
先生，情况对我们好像不太妙。
Shen, things aren't looking too good for us. We're fine.
沈先生，你是不是弄错了呀？
Mr. Shen, could you be mistaken?
不会的，我先生的推理从来没有错过。
No way. Shen's deductions have never been wrong. I mean, they're about to
推
start.
理，那只是你们的一面之词罢了。
Deduction, more like a one-sided statement.
证据呢？你们有吗？仅凭那颗木茬吗？
Where's the proof? Do you have any? You think that wood chip is enough?
这个嘛，罗世文说的也有一定道理。
Well, Lo Xuan also has a certain truth to his words.
沈先生，有进一步的证据能证明你的主张吗？
Mr. Shen, do you have any further evidence to support your claim?
如果没有证据的话，你确实无法告发罗世文。要是弄错了，本官可不好办呢。
Accusing him without proof is difficult, and risks putting me in a tough spot if you're wrong.
早就听说自诩侦探的人中，也有不少无耻之徒。今日算是遇到一个。
There are shameless people who claim to be detectives. Never thought I'd meet one today.
沈先生，你没证据？
Mr. Shen, you ain't got no proof?
目前还没有。
Not at the moment.
那就只能把你们都抓回去，大刑伺候。
And you leave me no choice but to seize y'all and punish y'all with torture.
可恶！
Damn it.
都推理到这一步了，还是要被他逃掉吗？
I managed to come so far with my deduction. Am I really going to let him escape?
先生，你再努力想想啊，是不是还漏掉了什么线索？
Shen, try to think harder. Could it be that we missed some kind of clue?
你不是说过吗？你对你的记忆宫殿很有自信。
Didn't you always say that you were really confident in your memory palace?
能告发罗世文的证据，一定还存在于这个房间之中。
Fuck, we missed something. Evidence that could be used to accuse Lo Shiwen must still be in this room.
凡有接触，必留痕迹。证据不是不存在，只是未被发现。
All contact leaves traces. The evidence is not non-existent, but instead undiscovered.
以本物之相，及本事之相，次第安顿于各处所。
All objects and all images settle in different locations sequentially.
桌上到底缺少了什么东西呢？
Handwritten manuscript. Thing that he is holding.
书桌
no
上缺
doubt.
少的东西是罗佩的手稿。
The thing that was missing from the table was Lope's manuscript.
砚台上的素墨还没有完全凝结，毛笔上的墨也未干。
Ink on the inkstone is yet dried, and one of the calligraphy brushes is not dried out either.
说明昨晚有人在书桌前写过东西，
It indicates someone was writing at the desk last night.
可能是罗佩，也可能是假扮成罗佩的罗世文。
It could have been Lope, or Lo Shiwen, who was impersonating Lope.
不管是谁，现场都应该留下手写的书稿。
The manuscript should have been
Sophie.
left at the scene,
有人将书稿拿走了，
unless someone took it away.
那些书稿是什么时候被拿走的呢？
When was the manuscript taken away?
这件事我应该有印象的。
I should have an impression of this matter.
调查这张书桌的时候，总有一种微妙的异样感，要把这种感觉牢牢抓住。
When investigating the desk, I felt strange. I need to grasp onto this feeling.
那将是潜藏在我记忆中的关键线索。
That will be the case breaker, hidden inside my memory.
想起来了，
I remember now.
初次行事，我曾见到过桌上摆着书稿。这是调查书桌时那种异样感的源头。
I saw a manuscript on the desk when I first awoke. That's why I felt odd during investigations.
说明书稿是我醒来之后被拿走的。
This means that the manuscript was taken after I woke.
有人在调查过程中藏匿了线索，
Someone concealed this clue during investigations.
是谁？为什么要这么做？
Who was it? Why would they do this?
可能性最大的当然是凶手了。不过，也无法完全排除其他人藏匿线索的可能。
The most likely person would be the murderer. However, there are still other possibilities.
其他的可能，
Other possibilities?
其他的可能性出现的概率有多高？
What's the probability of the emergence of other possibilities?
非常低。现场除凶手之外，没人有动力藏匿线索。
Very low. Aside from the murderer, no one else on scene had the motive to conceal clues.
我们对这些低概率事件的态度是：
So, how do we treat these low probability events?
暂不列入假设。
We temporarily exclude them from our hypotheses.
我现在很忙，你可以走开吗？
I'm really busy right now. Could you go away?
我在帮你梳理案情呢，大侦探。
I'm helping you sort out your case, great detective. Cool. That's not concerning.
假设凶手在调查过程中藏匿了书稿，这份书稿对他一定非常重要。
Assuming the murderer hid the manuscript, this manuscript must be very important to him.
书稿里到底写了什么？
What could be written in the manuscript?
作案动机、关键证据、死亡遗言，
Their motive?
还是书稿本身
The evidence?
价值不菲？
Last words? Or is the manuscript itself valuable?
可能性太多了。
There are too many possibilities.
你更应该问的问题是：
This is the question you're supposed to be asking.
为什么白天冒着风险也要拿走的东西，当天晚上却没有拿走？
Why would something he risked taking away in broad daylight be left behind that night? It was altered. Possibly. Oh yeah, didn't we find a copy of...
难道书稿在凶手离开现场后发生了变化？
Oh. Could it be that the manuscript was altered after the murderer left the scene? No.
比如，罗佩没有立马毙命，苏醒的他在书桌上留下了死亡遗言。
Lope didn't die right away. After he regained consciousness, he left a dying message?
不对，书桌上也没有留下他行动的痕迹，至少应该有血迹之类的。
Can't be. No traces of movement. If this were the case, there would at least be bloodstains.
不要总是把问题复杂化，真相往往是简单且符合直觉的。
Don't complicate the problem. The truth is often simple and instinctive.
为什么白天冒着风险也要拿走的东西，当天晚上却没有拿走？
Forgot it.
虽然有些难以置信，但似乎凶手在离开现场时
Although
遗
it
忘了一
sounds
些事情。
unbelievable. The murderer forgot something when they left the scene. Of course, because we showed up and threw him off his game. Literally only one is holding a book. I know.
再次进入现场后，他意识到，书稿可能会成为对自己不利的关键证据。
I think the issue is we
才不得
need
不
to
铤
prove
而走
why he
险。
would have it. Otherwise, he can make some other claim up. Upon returning, he recognized the manuscript's importance and took the risk of keeping it.
本案是蓄谋杀人，轨迹是事先计划好的，否则无法做到如此环环相扣。
This had to be a premeditated murder, planned in advance to be able to achieve such coherency.
凶手又是个心思缜密的人，现场也是经他处理过的。
The murderer is also a very meticulous person. They also reorganized the crime scene.
什么样的事会被他遗忘呢？
What kind of thing could they have forgotten?
真的每件事情都在凶手的计划之中吗？
Are you sure that everything went according to the murderer's plan? No, you showed up.
有件事，凶手确实无法计划。
That's right. There's one thing that the murderer could not have planned.
凶手计划之外的事情是，
What was not part of the murderer's plan? Wasn't the judge reading something? That's true. The judge was also reading a book. I think perhaps we will not be
连罗
accusing
世
the
文
judge
自己
though.
都说，他不可能事先知道我会来访。
Even Lo Shiwen himself said he could not possibly have known of my arrival.
但不管他是怎么说的，他事实上设计了一个密室，把案件嫁祸到了我身上。
He actually designed a locked room and framed me for this crime.
我成为这个杀人计划的一部分，这本身就是最不合理的地方。
The most unreasonable part of all this is that I became a part of his murder plan.
那如果你没有出现呢？
What if you hadn't appeared then? Another plan. The ropes in the rafters, the ribbon in the rafters. It's supposed to look like he hung
凶手
himself.
还有另一个杀人计划，也是他原本的方案。
Evidently, the murderer had another murder plan, which was his original plan.
凶手没料到我会中途到访，并坚持要见罗佩，打乱了原计划的执行。
The murderer's plan was foiled by my surprise visit and insistence on meeting Lope.
得知我与罗佩素未谋面后，他临时改变计划，假扮罗佩引我进屋，想让我当替罪羊。
Realizing I'd never met Lope, the killer improvised and posed as him to frame me.
那么凶手原本的计划是？
So, what was the murderer's original plan? Yeah.
如果我没有出现，这间密室中就只剩下了罗佩的尸体。
If I had not appeared, there would have been only Lope's corpse.
很显然，凶手原本的计划是让罗佩在密室中杀死自己，他想伪造罗佩自杀。
Evidently, the murderer's original plan was to make Lope kill himself in the locked room.
若原计划是伪造自杀，消失的书稿中就有可能藏有。
If the original plan was to falsify a suicide, what could be hidden within the manuscript? Ooh. Oh.
我知道了，现场必然会有一份遗书。
I don't know, I didn't get the drift across. Oh shit, it left.
沈先生，你再磨磨蹭蹭赖着不走，本捕可就要动粗了。
Mr. Shen, if you keep dawdling around, I'm gonna have to resort to violence.
且慢，
Hold on.
张知县，马捕头，我已经知晓凶手的全部轨迹，
Judge Chang,
能否最后再给我一次机会？
Judge Chang, Officer Ma, I am now aware of all of the murderer's schemes.
我，沈仲平，定然还你们一个真相。
I, Shen Chengping, promise to uncover the truth.
大人，不必再听他妖言惑众。
Judge Chang, there's no need to listen to his fabrications any longer.
看你如此在意，本官反倒想再给沈先生一个机会。
Seeing how much this bothers you, I actually would like to give Mr. Shen another chance.
沈先生，请说吧。虽然本官觉得你应该已经山穷水尽了。
Mr. Shen, although I believe you are at the end of your rope, you may begin.
我与罗世文素不相识，却能成为他密室杀人轨迹中的核心一环，是因为
Lo Shiwen and I are complete strangers, yet I became a crucial part of his scheme.
罗世文临时改变了计划，
Because Lo Shiwen improvised his plan.
而他原本的计划是伪造罗佩在屋内自杀。
His original plan was to falsify Lope's suicide.
原计划是伪造自杀吗？
Falsify a
沈先生，
suicide?
你的这个说法可有凭据？
Mr. Shen, do you have any evidence?
根据我的推理，凶手在离开现场时，不慎将一份伪造的遗书落在了屋内。
I believe the murderer accidentally left a forged suicide note here when he fled the scene.
哦，还有这种事？
Oh, there was such a thing?
沈先生，都到这个时候了，还在信口雌黄呢。
Mr. Shen, how could you be so full of yourself at a time like this?
你要是有什么遗书，就拿出来给大家看啊。
If you found a suicide note, take it out for everyone to see then.
若伪造遗书一事为真，本捕立马将罗世文拿下。
If he really did forge some kind of suicide note, I'ma cuff Lo Shiwen in an instant.
马捕头，我能问你一个问题吗？
Officer Ma, may I ask you a question?
你说吧。
Go on then.
我初醒来时，曾见到书桌上铺着一张纸，你可有印象？
When I first awoke, I remember seeing a piece of paper on the desk. Did you see it?
你这一说，好像还真是。
Now that you mention it, I think there was.
不过，又好像记不太清了。
But then again, I don't remember that clearly anyway either.
马捕头曾反复强调，绝不允许任何人破坏现场。
Officer Ma, you have repeatedly stressed that no one is allowed to tamper with the crime scene.
然而在调查时，凶手就是在您的眼皮子底下，偷
However
偷将遗书藏起来了。
During the investigations, the murderer secretly hid the note under your nose.
我们一起再搜查一次房间，只要找到遗书，就能证明我的观点。
Let us search the room again and find the suicide note.
沈先生，我劝你不要再拖延时间了。
Mr. Shen, I advise you to stop stalling for time.
你编故事的能力，真是比我们这些写小说的都要强啊！
Your ability to make up stories is even better than us novelists.
沈先生，今日本官已经听了很多的推理。
Mr. Shen, I have already heard a handful of deductions today.
你的分析虽然听着都挺有道理，但毕竟只是你的一面之词。
Although your deductions sound quite reasonable, after all, they are just one-sided statements.
本官断案，还是需要看到实打实的证据。
I need to see solid evidence to settle this case.
张大人明察秋毫。
The fuck am I supposed to pronounce that? Judge Chang is so perspicacious. Good lord.
你既然主张屋内有伪造的遗书，你就有义务找到它。
Since you claim there is a suicide note, you have the obligation to find it.
本官再给你最后一次机会指出，你说的遗书究竟藏在哪里？
I will give you one last chance to point out where exactly that suicide note you speak of is.
县老爷，其实一次机会和2次机会的差别也不大，不如
Judge Chang, there's not a big difference between one chance or 2 chances, perhaps?
在最后给一次机会，这是沈先生刚刚自己说的话。
Oh, the judge is clever. Give me one last chance. That is what Mr. Shen said himself just now.
感谢张知县成全，一次机会够了。
I'm grateful, Judge Chang. One more chance is more than enough.
根本就没有这样的证据存在。
There's no such evidence like that at all.
那么，就请沈先生指出吧。
So, Mr. Shen, please point it out.
先生，咱们只有1次机会，这可怎么办？
Since Shen, we only have one chance left. What are we gonna do?
到了这个时候，必须赌一把了。
At times like this, there's no choice but to take a gamble. Oh god. I think it's what he's holding in his hand. Although the
遗书
stones
就藏
to
在这
do
个地
that
方。
in front of them is... The suicide note is hidden right here.
是，什么地方？
Where?
当然是藏在你身上了。
Evidently, it is hidden on your person.
你胡说！
You lie.
我和马捕头曾分别搜索过屋子内外，没发现可疑的纸张。
Officer Ma and I both searched inside and outside this house, but no note was found.
那封伪造的遗书，只可能还藏在你的身上。
The only possibility is that the forged suicide note is on your person.
张大人，沈仲平这是想在没有明确证据的情况下搜我的身吗？
Judge Chang, does Shen Shengping want to search my body without any clear evidence?
我可是癸卯年的秀才，见官不跪。
I'm a scholar of Green Mao Year. I don't kneel before officials.
这个
Judge
嘛，
Chang's gonna have fucking opinions of that. Well,
如果要我说的更清楚一些，那就是这里。
if it is necessary to make myself more clear, this is the exact location.
那种东西， 怎么可能藏在我身上？
What? How could that possibly be hidden on me?
看你的表情，桌上遗失的书稿，就是你手上一直握着的那卷书吧？
The manuscript missing should be the book that you've been holding this entire time.
伪造的遗书一定也藏在里面。
The forged suicide note must be hidden within it.
不是的，
No, that's not.
马捕头，把那本书收缴上来检查一下吧。
Officer Ma, take that book for examination.
罗世文，你给我站好了，别动，把手中的书交给本捕。
你别过来！
小子，不许识书！
住手啊！
大人，你看，这里面还真夹着一张纸。
Okay, so aside from him attempting to eat the book, I believe that was clear enough. Huh? Lord, look! There actually was a piece of paper folded in here. Never the tone of surprise.
我曾与死亡签契，静候他的到来。
I inked a
今
pact.
夜，他终于叩响了门扉。
I inked a pact with death, awaited his arrival patiently. Tonight he finally knocked on my door.
烦请侄儿试闻处理我身后之事，一切从简即可。
I trouble my last of kin, Lo Shiwen, to handle my affairs. Please keep matters simple.
沈先生料事如神，还真是一张遗书。
An accurate foretelling, Mr. Shen. This is indeed a suicide note.
罗世文，你这忘恩负义的小兔崽子！
Lo Shiwen, you ungrateful little bastard.
吴翁对你也算关爱有加，你怎么对得起他？
Master Lo treated you with love and care. How could you do something like this to him?
今天非要拿你这小子的脑瓜子磨揍！
I'm gonna sharpen my sword with that head of yours if it's the last thing I do.
你胡说，是他对不起我。
That's nonsense. He's the one who let me down.
罗世文，这么说你是承认自己杀害罗佩了？
So, Lo Shiwen, are you admitting that you killed Lope?
污蔑，不是我。
Slander. Lies. No, it wasn't me.
罗世文，无论你和罗佩之间有何恩怨，都不该动杀人之心，更不该构陷无辜。
Lo Shiwen, no matter the circumstances, murder was not an option, nor was framing the innocent.
沈先生，不知能否为本官梳理一下整个案子的来龙去脉？
Mr. Shen, could you recall the sequence of events in this entire case for me?
秉正大人，罗世文最开始的计划其实是迷晕罗佩，用衣柜中的那卷布袋杀害他。
Sure. The initial plan was to drug Lope and use the ribbon in the wardrobe to kill him.
然后利用门栓诡计，制造他在密闭的房间内上吊自杀的假象。
By using the door latch, he could create an illusion of Lope hanging himself in a locked room.
不料，在他行凶的过程中，我突然到访，并坚持要见罗佩。
However, during his act of murder, I arrived unexpectedly, insisting on meeting with Lope.
因此，他不得不改变计划，把先生嫁祸成凶手。
Therefore, his only option was to improvise his plan and frame Shen for the murder.
在我晕倒后，罗世文从柜子中将昏睡的罗佩抬出并杀害，又将凶器塞入我的手中。
Lo Shiwen drugged me, killed Lope, and framed me by placing the knife in my hand.
然后按原计划弄断门栓，伪造密室。
He thereupon broke the door latch, according to the original plan to create a locked room,
却不知天网恢恢，疏而不漏。
not knowing that justice is long arms.
在现实中杀人，跟在小说中想象作案，又岂是一样的？
How could murder in reality be the same as the imagination of committing crimes in novels?
死者胸口被刺后流了很多血，完成布置所花费的时间也比他预计的要长。
The deceased bled profusely, and it also took longer than he expected to set up the scene.
他忙中出乱，留下了许多漏洞。
As he was in a hurry, there were many loopholes.
漏洞？有什么漏洞？
Loopholes? What loopholes?
在弄断门栓时，他没注意到绷进袖口的木茬。
When he broke the door latch, he did not notice the wood chip that flew into his sleeves.
他没有时间还原布袋、整理衣柜，只能将那卷布袋塞入其中，再将衣柜反锁。
He has no time to reorganize the wardrobe, and simply stuffed the ribbon into the clothes pile.
不料，却把袖口的木茬留在了上锁的衣柜里。
Without notice, the wood chip slipped out from his sleeves and was left in the locked wardrobe.
最致命的，当然是他竟然忘了把遗书带走，只能在案发后再次进入现场时补救。
The most fatal one was that he actually forgot to take the suicide note with him.
为此，他拿走了桌上的书稿，想藏木于林，掩人耳目。
So he took away the manuscript from the table and hid the note in it.
我说的没错吧？
Am I
罗世文
mistaken, Lo Shiwen?
就是杀害罗佩的凶手。
You are the culprit who murdered Lope.
不，你们根本不懂，那是属于我的东西，本来就是我的，通通都是我的。
No. None of you truly understand. That's mine. It belongs to me. All of this is mine.
怎么会？我竟然
He's having a great time. How could I? No way. No way.
这小子居然直接晕了过去！
Look at this punk. He just fainted.
沈先生，此案峰回路转，你的表现令我印象深刻。
Mr. Shen, your performance has impressed me deeply.
不仅在短时间内洗清了自己的冤屈，还帮我们找到了真凶。
Not only were you able to clear your name, you also uncovered the culprit.
了不起！
Extraordinary.
不过，本官尚有一丝疑虑。
However, I still have a glimmer of doubt.
大人请讲。
Pray tell, Your Honor.
我刚比较了遗书上的字迹与罗佩手稿上的字迹，两者颇为相近。
The handwriting in the suicide note and Lope's manuscript is strikingly similar.
罗世文尚未承认罪行，杀人的动机亦不清晰。若那遗书是真的，本案难免再生变数。
Lo Shiwen has not confessed, and his motive is not clear. This case faces many variables.
如果想要此案成为铁案，还需要找到更多的证据，对吧？
In order for this to become an ironclad case, more evidence needs to be found, am I correct?
哦，对，不知沈先生有何高见？
Yes, that's right. What do you reckon, Mr. Shen?
罗世文假扮罗佩时，穿着他的风衣外套，那件外套从案发现场消失了。
Lo Shiwen wore Lope's coat when he was impersonating him. That coat is missing.
应该是在罗世文第一次离开现场时被他带走了。
He probably
他
took
一
the,
定有不得不这么做的理由。
he probably took the coat when he first left the scene. He must have a compelling reason. Presumably the bloodstains.
哦，什么理由？
Oh, what reason is that?
我猜，罗世文是穿着那件外套行凶的。
I
外
suspect
套
it
上
was
很可能沾有罗佩的血，才
stained
不能
with...
被留在现场。
Oh, he definitely said more than one sentence in there, didn't he? I suspect it was stained with the victim's blood.
还有带蒙汗药的潮膏，也在布置完现场后被罗世文带走了。
The drugged rice cakes as well. Lo Shiwen must have taken them away.
留给他处理的时间有限，这些东西还在某个地方藏着，也说不定。
He didn't have much time to deal with these items, so they could still be hidden somewhere.
这个嘛，马捕头，你怎么看呀？
Well, Officer Ma, what do you reckon?
如果发现罗世文藏匿了血衣，此案必然是铁案了。
If we find out that Lo Shiwen is hiding a bloodstained coat, then the case is closed.
这就派人搜索去。
I'll send people out to search for it right away.
这一来，剩下的就是程序性的事了。
Well, what's left of this matter is all procedural.
今天委屈沈先生了，咱们一同离开此地吧。
You have suffered injustice today, Mr. Shen. Let's leave this place together. Yay. I can't feel my butt. Case solved. Heck yeah. Please give me a save point. I
案
need
子
to send
破
it.
了，先生看起来也不是很开心。
Ah, perfect. Excuse me. Gonna save that there. Let me see. Okay. I think we might go for a shorter stream tonight, if only because I can't run long tonight, but it would feel very weird taking a hydration break with like this early or this little time left. I have, however, made an executive decision. I think I'm going to shift this one to be on Fridays after Paradise Killer, because Fridays I can run late. And it feels like that's probably how this is going to go. So I will shift this one over to Fridays once we're complete Paradise Killer. And then Pacific Drive I will just shift to Sundays. Because that seems like the best option for my butt, to be quite honest. I hate leaving. The hydration break was supposed to be an hour ago. I know. I thought it was going to be like 15 minutes. I apologize for a start. So I've learned some very valuable lessons called the detective game is always going to take about 3 times as long as you think it is, and that's if it's short. I genuinely can't feel my butt. This is actually mildly painful. Oh, even when I'm home alone, I usually be upping and downing a bit more than that. Okay, lesson learned. Highly valuable lesson learned. Mistakes were made, but they are survivable. You know what they say, the mistake you can limp away from is the mistake you can learn from. Yeah, I think it's fun. I also burnt my tongue earlier, and every time I move I can feel it. That hurts. But okay, I've learned an extremely valuable lesson. I apologize to our collective butt cheeks / bladders as required. I'm gonna go drink some water for what I suspect might be reasonably deductible reasons. Don't ask me where I was going with that. Okay, let me see. I'm glad, at this point I was just like, I'm glad we got our first case done. I was borderline begging to complete that though, so slightly undignified. Mildly, well, undignified I suppose. Right, okay. Shit, hold on. There's too many buttons and pages and things open. What have I got? Not this one, this one. Okay. I am gonna send you all over to say hi to Crow, who is playing Kingdom Hearts 3. Allegedly. I don't know, I don't know. It's Kingdom Hearts. I don't think it qualifies as Kingdom Hearts 3, realistically. I think it's like Kingdom Hearts 7.721 or something. Okay. That's sort of... I will not be here next week. I am on vacation. Don't at me. I'm not on vacation, but I'm at work, and I don't... There's so much goddamn paperwork, my dudes. There's so much goddamn paperwork, and none of it's got any actual paper. Doesn't even have the courtesy to be real paperwork. But I should be semi-functional when I get back. When I do come back the first week of April, that is going to be slightly less rigidly scheduled, because there is a Final Fantasy XIV event starting on the 2nd of April. That is, I want the loot from it, and it's very fucking boring to do. So...
I'm gonna do it on stream so we can all suffer together. Dump it off to the new T-Shock. Oh, that's. I wish, man. The boss wants the paperwork done. Maybe he can do it himself. But yes, I will send you all over to say hi to Crow. As always, it's always nice to see you. I hope you have a great upcoming week, and I hope I see you all around again sometime. I'll try not to have a mental breakdown. I will definitely try. I make no promises though. Anyway, bye.